My name is Zeroka. We'll have details of all these and more in the next 30 minutes. Hello again, thanks for being with us. In our first story tonight, the Ghana National Learning Alliance has started initiatives to improve food sustainability in the country. This is aimed at tackling imminent food security and commodity scarcity in Ghana. The move is part of the organization's support for government's Planting for Food and Job program, which was highlighted in the Finance Minister's 2017 budget presentation in Parliament. In this regard, a symposium has been held in Accra to help bridge the information gap between policymakers and other agricultural stakeholders.
The National Learning Alliance, NLA, is an organization set up to facilitate the use of sustainable agriculture intensification programs in a way that will enable poor farmers benefit from policies in the sector. Speaking with Joy Business after the event, Director at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Theophilus Osei Owusu, disclosed that government's goal under Planting for Food and Jobs policy cannot be achieved without full participation of the private sector.
Investment that should be channeled towards agricultural development. We are cash-strapped, so we have to make do with the little resources that we get.
Government make budgetary allocations every year.
Yes, they do, but it's woefully inadequate. We still can do better. You see, when you talk about extension farmer ratio, we are talking of the ideal situation, one extension officer working with 400, maximum 500 farmers. Now we're talking in the region of 1,500 to 2,000 plus farmers to one extension officer. So you see, this limited as though they are infrastructure that are made available. We need to make the maximum use of them, whilst we still ask for upping of these equipment and tools.
On her part, Dr. Welmina Quay, Director of the Center for Scientific and Industrial Research, called for improvement in infrastructure for the agricultural sector if these initiatives must work.
That is why in the agricultural policy, we also look at modernization. Issues with land, you have mentioned it. Issues with irrigation. These are infrastructure. It's not something that you can leave just to the individual. Issues to do with very good access to market, because we now have situations where we have a lot more people trying to transport than people who are actually involved in the production, which is not good enough. And so we need to even make our market accessible to the people who are producing, okay, so that a farmer can get very good prices for his sweat. In a situation where a farmer would produce and run into losses, is not encouraging, and this is what the youth are shying away from. And so we need to make all that it takes to bridge the gap between the market aim and the production aspect, and also the processing, because you don't need to carry a whole bunch tractor of, let's say, cassava for processing into gari from the production site somewhere in maybe, let's say, the Buahafu region to Accra. You can do a lot more semi-processing at the farm gate before, and then it becomes lighter for you to transport.
The symposium on sustainable agriculture intensification research is under the theme Role of Sustainable Agriculture Intensification in Ghana's Agricultural Modernization.
In other news tonight, the Private Enterprise Federation says businesses will indeed respond to the recent tax cuts by reducing prices of goods and services. President Akufo-Addo last week gave his assent to a set of taxes that were abolished in the 2017 budget. Now, some oil marketing companies have already reduced the price of petroleum products. However, other firms that have benefited from these tax reviews are yet to respond. The Ghana Revenue Authority on Monday revealed it is waiting for the necessary regulations and bills before it starts implementing cuts in import taxes at the ports. But President of the Federation, Nana Osei-Bonsu, tells Joy Business businesses need some little time before responding to these tax cuts.
Oh, definitely. You see, there's a kind of reward system, in the sense that if the taxes are removed, your cost of doing business had been lowered. You also have to increase your productivity and increase the quality of your services and products. There are no two ways about it, and I think businesses are going to gear up towards that. The tax cuts were initiated now, so they haven't hit the pocketbooks yet, but at least businesses are enjoying the euphoria that, yes, indeed, we're going to do better and we can improve on what we do. So businesses are not pushing now that, oh, let's go get 100% of everything that we're looking for. No, we think that the government should also be given the opportunity to do what they do, at least that they can be on good footing before they do other things that will enrich them.
Expecting that for some businesses, what are the time lag that they are going to respond to these cuts? So let me feel as a consumer. Are you saying there's any time lag, or some are saying that we are delaying too much in cutting down the cost of service because of these taxes?
I think businesses were ahead of the game. Before even the president announced the taxes, you had people in Aboblushi and the other areas reducing their prices, in the markets reducing their prices in line with what they were expecting their government to also as goodwill. Businesses are already taking the lead. So now that the taxes were removed, it's not like going back to reduce some more. It's now leveling the playing field, at least for businesses to recoup what they had reduced already. So businesses are already ahead of the game. They have done that. Of course, consumers are always looking for 100% of everything, not at least a gradual reduction. But it's all going to happen for all of us. Interest rates, we see them a little bit easing down. We haven't seen that in the bank.
Take our time. We're going to see your members respond by cutting down the cost of goods and cost of service.
Oh, of course. They're going to. Once your cost of doing business is lowered, you're going to also lower your pricing. It goes hand in hand, and businesses are going to react to that effect.
Government is now set to start paying public sector workers through the biometric smart card, e-switch, from the last quarter of this year. It follows several test runs to ensure that the platform can support huge staff numbers in the public sector. Already, the national service personnel are being paid through the e-switch card. The World Bank is also paying its contractors through the card. Chief Executive of the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement Systems, Achi Hesse, said the move is part of measures to bring some efficiency in the public wage bill.
Let's try and get it. What is trying to achieve is to ensure that the rightful people are paid. So if the e-switch system would achieve that, all the funds initially would reside in your bank account. Thereafter, you can go to your bank account and withdraw all and have it in cash. But as a country, there is in this day and age, everything is moving towards the digital era because of it's safer, it's better, and ultimately cost beneficial to the economy. Because don't forget that as we print currencies, the central bank uses a lot of our forex money to print those currencies. If we get to the stage where our reliance on cash is reduced, the amount of foreign exchange needed to be spent on printing currency also decreases. So there's a need. If you go to anywhere in the modern world, even in Africa, everybody is gravitating towards electronic payments. We shouldn't be left out. So what we are saying is that, yes, we will use the system initially to pay all your salaries into your bank account, but with time, the wish is that you would actually, since you all start paying via card, you have the opportunity to also put some onto your card. I remember many years ago when England started along the same journey. You go to you are paid into your bank account. You take cash. You go to a shop, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, or whatever, and then you pay via cash. Others are paying via card. With time, we all stopped going to the ATM to withdraw cash and then go and make purchases. We take our card there and then we make payments. And then if you need cash at minute areas where the point of sale devices are not available, you ask for cash back. With over a year or two, there are times when you live in a month without using cash at all, because all the places that you shop at, you can use your card. this day and age, we also have the internet. You can still use your card. So everything is gravitating towards the digital era. And I think we should all move in that direction.
Now, the need for banks to develop sustainable customer service will be the focus of this year's Ghana Banking Awards. The award ceremony organized by Corporate Initiative Ghana is aimed at identifying and rewarding excellence in the universal banking sector. The ceremony was launched in Accra today. The 16th Ghana Banking Awards will be held under the theme Redefining a Sustainable Customer Experience in Banking 60 Years After Independence. Since 2001, Corporate Initiative Ghana has been organizing the awards annually to encourage creativity and innovation and promote efficiency in all aspects of service delivery in the universal banking sector. Speaking to Joy Business at the launch of this year's event, Chairman of the Ghana Banking Awards Planning Board, Nano Tue Champong, explained why the focus on customer service this year.
The base asset for any service industry, because you can have the bank with the latest technology, furniture and everything. If no customer walks through that door, then you don't have a business. And so we feel that the customer base is important. But you want customers on the basis of sustainability. By sustainability, we mean that it's cheaper to retain customers than to find new ones. And therefore, the ability to sustain them for as long as possible is what the banks should be striving for.
Vodafone Business Solutions is partnering Corporate Initiative Ghana to hold this year's Banking Awards. Angela Mensah-Poku is director of Vodafone Business Solutions.
We're all here to service our customers at the end of the day and provide services to our customers. So when we were asked to come and sponsor again, we were very excited. And I think the theme around customer experience in banking is very apt, because now customers want you to deliver services in the way that they want, not the way you want. And in such a traditional area such as banking, it's very easy to forget about those unbanked. And so how do you go out and make sure you make banking relevant and make sure that you put the customers at the heart of everything you do? So we're really excited to be sponsoring this year. We know that it will be a lot of fun.
The award ceremony is slated for July 8th this year. All right, telecom giant MTN says it will be partnering local app firms in the coming months to boost the industry. Chief Marketing Officer of MTN, Asha Khan, believes the local tech industry has the potential to come up with innovative ways of tackling issues concerning Ghana's socio-economic development. Now, speaking to Joy Business at the awards ceremony of the MTN App Challenge, Asha Khan said his outfit is committed to ensuring that the local tech industry remains highly competitive in the world.
The MTN App Challenge is aimed at identifying and training local app developers so they could develop locally relevant mobile applications. Award winners range from participants from the senior high school and tertiary levels. Chief Marketing Officer of MTN, Asha Khan, revealed to Joy Business MTN will be rolling out programs in the coming months to help the local tech industry in Ghana grow.
The next step, of course, is where we are planning to take some of these winners and some of these top apps and help them through the whole commercialization cycle also. I think there's a lot of potential, and we have seen some very good apps coming out of Ghana. Some of them have come out from our earlier versions of Apps Challenge and some on their own. However, we see a lot of room of development. Some of the international apps which are out there, which we all use on the daily basis, they are definitely helping the economy. However, the peculiar challenges and the peculiar opportunities that exist in the country, for that you need local developers. And that's the focus of this event and this whole program.
The awards night saw the Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, PRESEC, win an award for coming up with an app called Red Button, which is aimed at improving emergency medical services in the country. All three participants spoke with Joy Business.
We entered the challenge because we thought it was an opportunity, actually, to make something for society. So we decided to make our Red Button app, which was an emergency service to help them, people who are in trouble or people who have something to report to. Like, it's like another 911, as he said in the video. That it's like a 911 by an advanced one on mobile devices. It's a quick access. It has widgets, it has instant, it has instant receiving to the person using the receiver, like the policeman or a fire service personnel. They do an advanced version of it and then go just not concentrate on emergency services, but other problems that the society faces.
Which government try to support us with maybe training programs, and more concern should be more ICT in this country should be looked at more seriously.
The MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 honors the most innovative digital project developers in Ghana.
Interesting stuff. A bunch of intelligent young men from the Prezi Boys Senior High School in Legon. You're watching Business Live. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back. We have some more business news for you. Return to the fundamentals of business, placing customer needs above customer delight if you want to sustain your business in today's rapidly changing business environment. That's the advice from the Executive Director of Toyota Ghana, Eric Darko. Many businesses in the country, according to him, now concern themselves with providing customers with freebies like branded pens, among others, at the expense of the real needs of the customers. But Mr. Darko says businesses are better off the other way around. He spoke to Joy Business after delivering a lecture organized by the Chartered Institute of Marketing. We want to now bring you Business Agenda with my colleague Kuku Aban.
Another Thursday, and you're welcome to the Business Agenda. It is powered by Joy Business in association with myjoyonline.com/business. And today, the focus is on waste management. And this is why a call has been made for government to support the industry in advancing the country's socio-economic development. You know, waste management has been a major challenge for most of the major cities across the country because they have not been able to so far comprehensively address the problem. The industry currently employs over 65,000 people, but the chief executive of waste management company Tidy Up Ghana, Stephen Ampofo, believes if government supports the industry, they will be able to even maximize their potential by even employing a lot more people.
You see, waste issues affect everybody in Ghana. So it should be the government's priority. Since it affects everybody in Ghana, it should be its priority.
What do you want?
Support, like for instance, import duties on the machinery are very high. Number two, financing to support this kind of venture is also not forthcoming because it's expensive. Running waste management machines is an expensive venture. So we need if it's a sanitation fund, you know, they can create and assist companies in this venture, you know, with very low interest rates. That will be fine with us. But with this current interest rates of about 30 to 40%, no waste management company can afford.
So that was Chief Executive of Waste Management Company Tidy Up Ghana, Stephen Ampofo. Now, what reaction to this call? Well, some financial institutions, however, believe government's role is rather to create the enabling environment for businesses across all sectors to thrive. Providing some incentives for waste management companies, they believe is not the way to go, but an enabling environment which would ensure that a lasting solution is found to the concerns of waste management. Here is Managing Director of Premium Bank, Kwesi Tumi.
Yes, definitely government has a role to play, but I think that government's role should not be in terms of just dishing out money. I think that government's role should more be making the environment very operable for everybody. In that way, for instance, if the macro environment is stable, his costs will go down, his finance costs will go down. So if government focuses on doing those things, removing bottlenecks, for instance, using sanitation, are there sites where some of these things can be sent to, the land acquisition to be able to do that? You know, stuff that facilitates business, not necessarily giving money at cheap rates. I don't believe that when you just give handouts, it works.
That was the Managing Director of Premium Bank, Kwesi Tumi. You certainly want to join us next week for another edition of the Business Agenda. It is powered by Joy Business in association with myjoyonline.com/business.
All right, now time to take our interview of the day. You may have heard me talk about a lecture organized by the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, addressed by the Executive Director of Toyota Ghana, that is Eric Darko, talking about returning to the fundamentals of business, placing customer needs above customer delight. He explains in this interview.
There are a lot of corporate institutions that try to add extras to customers as and when they come for products and services. But then we realize that even though these things are done, they are done at the expense of customers not getting exactly what they need. So basically, customer expectations are not met. Meanwhile, we are adding things in the name of delighting customers. So the basic point we are bringing out is that before you attempt delighting customers, the starting point is that do things that will make the customer satisfied. Meet customer expectation first before you consider delighting.
So essentially, you should know what the customer wants.
Exactly. So as part of the presentation, we brought up an issue that have a better relationship with the customer, know the customer, and understand exactly what the customer wants so that you'll be able to meet him better instead of trying to throw things on to the customers. Satisfaction is the basics for business. Without satisfaction of customer, the customer will look elsewhere. So for us, customer satisfaction is the basics for all businesses. And we believe that if you're able to satisfy your customer better, definitely you're able to retain the customer. And then with better satisfaction, these customers end up going out telling other people. So they become advocates of your products and services. So satisfaction is the basis for business growth.
But this delight you talk about, what are some of this delighting the customer that you've identified that you think shouldn't be prioritized over the satisfaction?
Yeah, this delight we are talking of has to do with giving extras. For instance, somebody comes to service his car at Toyota, and then before you leave, we are giving you a Toyota pen. Giving the Toyota pen will make the customer happy. But the bottom line is that make sure that you are fixing the customer problem for him in the best possible way, that he will not be coming back. If without that, even if you give him the pen, he will not be happy. But if you satisfy that aspect of the customer first, then you can add any other thing to it.
And this is where we draw the curtains on this program. Thanks for watching. We are back same time tomorrow. Stay with us.